I just got this new Dutch oven and I'm really excited to try it out. So this morning we're gonna make some cinnamon rolls.
All right, so we're gonna take a measuring cup and we're gonna add 1 cup of whole milk.
And it has to be warm. So
Yep, we're gonna warm it up in the microwave for 20-second increments till it's nice and warm. Perfect.
Perfect. So then from there we're going to add a tablespoon of active dry yeast. Put that baby in there.
5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. So we're gonna stir it up and then wait about 5 minutes to make sure the yeast is bubbly.
And it says if you don't get this part right, you're gonna wanna start over before you have let it sit for 2 hours to rise and nothing happens.
All right, so next we're gonna add 3 1/4 cup of flour to our bowl. 1 teaspoon Kroger salt.
1 teaspoon of salt. Our yeast is looking bubbly and ready. Add 2 eggs to this cup and whisk it together until smooth. Let ingredients go into our flour. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna take the butter and we're gonna incorporate 1 tablespoon at a time as that's going. Oh yeah, that's wet and sticky. Here's what our dough looks like. It says it should be wet and not workable at all. So that looks about right, look at that. Very wet. We're gonna cover it and we're gonna put it in the fridge for 2 hours. All right, our dough has been in the fridge for 2 hours. Looks good, I think. I have no idea. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. During the chilling situation, I was reading the rest of the steps and I'm a little worried. Like this is a really intensive recipe, but
Yeah,
I think we can do it. Okay, we need 1/4 cup of cream and then 5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, we can kind of stir that up and then basically we're gonna just rub that all over the Dutch oven. Are you excited?
Very excited.
How excited are you?
10 out of 10, 20 out of 10, 100 out of 10.
I looked at a lot of different recipes for cinnamon rolls and this one was the one that looked like the most ooey gooey of all of them. So we'll see how it turns out. 1.5 sticks of very soft butter, 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Then we need 2 tablespoons of cinnamon.
We need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, while he's doing that, I'm going to bring a pot to a boil, pot of water to a boil. This is the part when I was reading it was stressing me out a little bit, is we're supposed to do like a water bath in the oven. You turn on the oven, then you turn off the oven, and then you put the water in there, and then you put the cinnamon rolls in there, and you like let them rise. And I just feel like that's where this is gonna go terribly wrong if it goes wrong. Like I've never done anything like that before.
No, this is new.
So that kind of stresses me out a little bit. But I read it like 7 different times, so I feel like I'm gonna get it right. We're hoping anyway. Ooh, okay, nice. All right, it says knead it with your hands a couple of times. I like that. The last couple of times that I've rolled dough out, I've made it too thick. So this one, it says it's okay if it's a little bit thicker. But the main thing is I want to try to get it as even as possible. We're going to take our filling and spread it out.
Looks like a giant Pop-Tart.
It does. As we're doing this, I'm feeling better about it. I was starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed when I was reading. It has like 30 steps, and I think normally I would see a recipe like that and be like, I'm not making that, which is part of why I'm doing this channel, right? Like I want to learn, I want to get more comfortable and confident baking and cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show people too that it doesn't have to be that intimidating or that hard. This is a perfect example of that, where it's actually turning out to be a lot simpler than I was feeling like it was going to be.
Pretty much to the edges everywhere.
Yeah, that looks good, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What's next?
Then we're going to roll the dough, starting from the long edge. Use your hands to smooth out the dough from the center so it's even, so that it's not like way thicker on one part. But yeah, it is a little bit thicker in the middle. But you know what? It's probably fine. The middle's a little fatter than the ends.
A lot.
A lot fatter than the ends. But you know what? It's probably fine. as Jim always says. And they're supposed to be 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. Okay, get some plastic wrap. That's gonna be so good. Yeah, we got a lot of different sizes. That's not gonna be great, but.
Just like humans, we have lots of different sizes.
Oh my gosh.
And we accept all of them. Here, lemon squeezy.
Oh my gosh. You're a fucking weirdo. Now we're gonna put them in the pan so they're not touching. Yeah, might not be able to fit very many. That one's got to scooch over. And then we're letting the rolls rise for 45 minutes. 30 minutes in there, and then we'll take them out, and then the last 15 minutes out here as we preheat the oven. All right, our cinnamon rolls are in the oven, and while they're baking, we're going to make our frosting. 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. This has been sitting out for a while, so it's nice and soft. And then 1/2 cup of softened butter, also been sitting out for a while. We're gonna put it in the mixer and let it get nice and fluffy. Once it's nice and fluffy, then we'll add 1 cup of powdered sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Boop.
Plop.
Mega plop. So dramatic.
Then continue to beat.
Mm-hmm. Our cinnamon rolls are done. Are you ready for the big reveal?
I'm ready. Ooh, those look delicious.
They smell so good. And we're just gonna let them cool for about 10 minutes, and then we can pour our frosting over them, and then we can eat them. Slip, slap, slop it. Oh, that one in the middle is
Collapsing.
collapsing a bit.
So unfortunately, the middle cinnamon roll definitely wasn't cooked all the way. So as I was frosting, it started to sink a little bit. Looking back, I would say we probably didn't get them crispy golden brown as much as we should have, but we were very excited about eating these. This was a recipe that legitimately took all day to make, and I think we just maybe got a little bit impatient at the end, or perhaps it was the fact that we used the Dutch oven. I'm not 100% sure what the overall issue was. Taste-wise, these did turn out to be absolutely incredible. Even being a little bit underdone, they tasted so good. I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon rolls, but I would absolutely make and eat these again and just devour them. So the recipe itself is absolutely worth trying. I did end up putting them back into the oven for a little while, and that helped. And then I refrigerated the leftovers, and when I heated them up, I put them in the air fryer, and that cooked them to perfection. So overall, I would still say this is a big, big win. This was a big undertaking. This recipe had over 30 steps. So it was a little intimidating, and I was proud of myself for even attempting it. We had a lot of fun making these. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and you're following along for more fun recipes like this. And we'll see you on the next video.